All right. So Will Brown has been linked to Triple Eight um for 2024, and so everyone thinks that that's going to happen. Apparently, the Sun just wants to be there. Um, so everyone's thinking, oh, that's a big move, but I don't see it as a big step up. Um, I think it's more of a step sideways. Like you're going from one front running Chevy team to another. So he's already got a chance at winning the championship this year for Erebus, and he'll probably have the same sort of chance next year at Triple Eight if it's actually true, which it probably is. Most of the time, these connections are fact, and the only thing stopping them from being confirmed is contractual obligations. So, like he's with Coca-Cola, Erebus, maybe he has to. They get a. They want to retain that image for some reason. I don't know what it is, but that's up to the team and up to all that. So as 2023 goes, Will Brown's been doing a very good job, been very consistent. And the first, what are we, halfway through the year? So the first third, Brody was beating him, I think. Up until Tassie, Brody was better than Brownie, and so it's still been a very good year. He's won what, 3 races, 4 races, um, across different rounds. He won at Townsville, he won at Tassie, he won at Perth, he won at Albert Park. Was that his first win? 2023. Thought he won. No, he didn't win at Albert Park. All right. Yeah. Um, it's he's just been really consistent, and it's probably what Triple Eight want. Um, but he's definitely shown that he's a good driver, and that's why he's got all those podiums and race wins and all that, and is managing to hang on as a front runner. He had a bad race at SMP, and that cost him the championship lead, and Brody won, so that was a big swing. Um, but in terms of his career, I remember in 2017 he was the rookie of the year in Super 2, and he was a very, very competitive driver in his first season, and he was on to win his first race his first race in that category at Newcastle when the car broke down. So, and then Eccleston wasn't quite able to deliver him the car he needed. So I think it took him I think he won a race in 2018, but he just wasn't able to mount a challenge and didn't really get that good. So, the only time he was actually able to challenge for the championship was in 2020 at Image powered by Erebus. So, and they'd already announced him. He was going to be a driver in 2021, so they were hedging their bets. They were hedging their bets, saying Will Brown is so good, he's going to win the champ. He's going to be a great driver. So we want him in our team. So that's what they did. In 2020, he co-drove with Dave Reynolds, and then at the end of it, got the promotion into the number 9. And so 2021, he was very consistent, as I thought he would be. There was something about I saw him at Adelaide in 2020. he was hitting the brakes, going into what I call a staircase at the end of Wakefield Street, and I didn't hear his brakes squeal when he went into the corners. I don't know if they were new brakes or whatever was going on, but that was at the start of the year, and every other driver had squealing brakes, including Brodie Kostecki, and thought there's something about whatever they've done to that car, or Will is just driving it really well. And he didn't win in that weekend because the two winners were Thomas Randall and Brodie Kostecki, because they were just flying. He put that car where it probably could have been, and that it just seemed to be the best that he could get out of it, or that Jordan Boys could get out of it. So that was, it turned out to be a title contender year for him. And he finished second in the championship, got the promotion 2021. Very consistent. Brodie got the podium early on, so people thought Brodie was great, but Will just was super consistent. Got up to Newcastle and got up to Townsville, and he started getting some top tens. He was just really good. Then got to Sydney Motorsport Park, picked up wins, poles. His first win, pole positions. Got a few podiums. And top 10 of the championship in the main game. Then 22, something was weird in 22. I don't know what it was. I don't think anyone knows what it was, but it just seemed that Brodie was able to hold it together all year, and the bad weekends weren't as bad as they could have been. And with Will Brown, it just seemed like he was nowhere all the time. And so he was 14th in the championship or something at the end of the year, and he had he got one podium. No, he must have got more than one podium. I think he just got one podium at Sandown, something like that. Might have got a couple other ones. So this year you see him step it up a notch to beat Brodie in a car that can challenge for the championship. And I still think, what happened in 22? How come he wasn't as good? And you'd have to wonder, Triple Eight must have asked Brownie what actually happened. And he's great to see when you go to the racetrack. I've seen him at the Adelaide 500. I think it was in 2020. He was on the phone to someone, and he's so friendly. You know, he's like he is on the TV. He's like that in person. I haven't actually ever spoken to him. Got his signature last year at the Adelaide 500. So yeah, he was just very good to be around, bright, friendly guy. And he's been doing videos on YouTube as well. He likes flying, so he was putting together I think restoring an old plane, so that was cool. And yeah, I think that's all I got to say about Will Brown. It's not a lot. You know, I've always got more to say about the more established drivers, but Will Brown is one of those guys he's really good, but there's a question mark over the 22 season, and that's what I've got. And maybe it was just luck. You know, maybe he had a few incidents during the year that he got caught up in or something, and it just didn't end up working out the right way, the way that you'd want. But he's doing a very good job now, and that's what counts. So, one Chevy to another, how different is it going to be? It probably won't be that different, because all the cars are supposed to be pretty much the same.